Welcome to my channel. Subscribe and enjoy my new stories every day. I need to share this story somewhere, even if it's just putting it out into the world. My mind is still racing, and I can barely type these words. It started with what I thought was a casual gathering at my friend's new restaurant opening. My wife, Sarah, told me she needed to arrive early to help with the preparations, suggesting I come later when everything was set up. I didn't think much of it at the time. Sarah had always been the type to throw herself into organizing events. When I arrived, the restaurant was filled with people. Music drifted through the air, and everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. But something felt off. Sarah wasn't at the host stand or chatting with guests like she usually would be. One of her coworkers, someone I'd only met in passing, came up to me with a concerned expression and whispered, "You should check the private dining room in the back." Confused but increasingly worried, I made my way through the crowded restaurant. With each step, my heart beat faster. When I pushed open the door, there she was, Sarah, my wife, with another man. They jumped away from each other as if they'd been shocked, their expressions frozen in guilt. I stood there, completely still. My mind went blank, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I didn't make a scene. I didn't cause a commotion. I just turned around, walked through the restaurant, and out into the parking lot. Sarah came home later that night, but I couldn't bear to look at her. She tried to start a conversation, but I shut down completely. I couldn't handle any explanations or excuses. The next morning, she asked if we could talk things through. Despite my reservations, I agreed, though every part of me wanted to run. She poured herself some water, gripping the glass like an anchor. "Can we talk about this?" she asked quietly, breaking the heavy silence. I took a slow drink of my coffee, setting it down carefully. "Go ahead," I replied, my voice distant and cold. She sat across from me, fidgeting nervously. "I know I've hurt you, Michael. I know I can't undo what happened, but I want to try." "Try what?" I cut in sharply. "To act like nothing happened?" Sarah winced but held her ground. "No," she said. "I know we can't pretend. But I want to find a way to move forward," Sarah said, her voice trembling. I shook my head, letting out a harsh laugh. "There is no we anymore, Sarah. That's done." Tears started falling down her face, but I felt nothing. I was finished feeling sorry for her. I was done feeling sorry for myself. "I made a terrible mistake," she said, her voice shaking. "But I still love you, Michael. I never stopped loving you." Her words felt like a knife twisting in my chest. A part of me wanted to believe her, really wanted to believe her. But how could I? How could I trust anything she said after what she'd done? "Love," I scoffed. "You call this love? Lying? Sneaking around? Humiliating me in front of everyone at the restaurant? If that's what you think love is, Sarah, I want no part of it." She broke down completely. For a split second, I felt a hint of sympathy, but it wasn't enough. Nothing would be enough. Over the next few weeks, I struggled with my feelings. I was caught between the years of love I had for Sarah and the betrayal I couldn't forget. I knew I had to decide. Either try to salvage what remained of our marriage or walk away completely. The decision became clear one morning. I asked Sarah to sit with me at our kitchen counter, the same place where we'd shared countless morning coffees and late-night conversations. "I can't do this anymore," I told her with finality. "I can't pretend everything's fine. I can't trust you. And without trust, we have nothing." She nodded, tears running down her face. "I understand," she whispered. "I'm so sorry, Michael." I gave her a small, sad smile. "Me too." The divorce was straightforward and civil. There were no arguments about possessions or property. Sarah moved to Denver, and I kept our house in Portland, though it felt empty now. As the months passed, I worked on rebuilding my life, day by day. Some days were easier than others. Sometimes I even found myself smiling again, but nights were still difficult. The memories would creep in, reminding me of everything I'd lost. I'm not sure if I'll ever completely heal from what happened, but I'm trying. Maybe that's all I can do right now. As for Sarah, I don't know what she's doing with her life now, and honestly, I don't need to know. She made her decision, and I made mine. Life continues, and so will I. Thank you for watching and listening to my story. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this.